Yeah, hi guys, welcome to the video. Let's look at this question today. The title of the question is Reverse Vowels of a String. So the question says, given a string S, reverse only all the vowels of the string and return it. The vowels are A, E, I, O, U, and they can appear in both lower and upper cases more than once. So let's look at this example. So basically we have to find out the vowels and reverse those vowels. So in this example, the very first vowel is I and the very last vowel is A. So I and A will get swapped, and then we'll go to E, and E is the second E is the second vowel from the beginning, so it will be replaced from the second vowel from the end, which is E. And since E and E are same, so there would be no change, and in the end C and R are not vowels, so we'll have this output, which is A C E C R E I M. So this is the output. And for the second example, we'll have lead code, and for this E will get replaced with E, and the second E will get replaced by O. Hence the output would be LEOTCEDE. That's the two examples. So let's try to uh, uh, see these examples in much more detail, so that we can come up with some sort of algorithm. So I'll write down the first example here, which is ICECREAM. So now you want to reverse the very first vowel with the very last vowel. So uh, you might think of that we need to traverse the string simultaneously, both from the beginning and from the end. And for that we can have two pointers, one which starts from the beginning and the other which starts from the end. Let's call it I and J, or we can also say that one is start and the other is end. So we'll see if the character at ith index is a vowel, then that means we have to reverse it with a character which is present at j, which is also a vowel, right? So here we will not do anything with I, but we'll see j. Since j is not a vowel, so we'll not touch m. What we'll do is we'll just decrement j. Now j, the character at jth index is also a vowel, and character at ith index is also a vowel, so we can swap. So this becomes a. What I'll do is I'll make a new string. The new string is actually in place a modification of this string only, so this is not a new string, but in place modification of this string only. So m will remain as it is, and I will get placed over here. Now since we have swapped, now we need to do is both update I and j. So I will get incremented by 1 and j will get decremented by 1. Now character at ith index is not a vowel, so what we'll do is we'll move ahead, and we also see that if character at jth index is also not a vowel, we'll decrement, but here it's a vowel, so we'll do nothing, but in this case we'll increment I. And now character at ith index is vowel, character at jth index is also vowel. What we'll do is we'll swap. So here previously C will remain as it is, and now we'll swap E with E. So this would be the outcome. And then finally we'll go since we have swapped both the characters, we'll increment I and decrement J. So I will come here and J will come here. Now C and R both are not vowels, so what we'll do is increment I I will come here and J will come here. This is I, this is J, and these have been updated. So now, since I is greater than J, uh, this means we have traversed the complete string, because initially we started I from the beginning of the string and J pointing to the end of the string. Now since I has become greater than J, we can say that we have completely traversed the string, and here it is C and R, and we have modified the string given as per the required conditions. So this would be our output string, which is ACE CREIM. So now what we'll do is we can look at one more example, which is lead code. So what we'll do is we'll do the similar thing. We'll start from the beginning and end simultaneously. So this would be our start, or let's say it is our I, and this is our J. So character at ith index is not a vowel, and character at jth index is a vowel. So we'll just increment our I, and now since both the characters at I and jth index respectively are vowels, so we'll swap both of these and update our I and J. After swapping, this would remain as it is, and I would get incremented by 1 and J would get decremented by 1. So now I contains a vowel, J doesn't contain a vowel, so we'll decrement J. So we need to understand that we only need to apply the swap operation when we have vowels at both the positions, right? Now since I and J contain vowels, we'll swap, that is O. Here initially it was D, so we did nothing, and now O will get replaced swapped by E. E will come here, and we'll update I and J. Right now these both are not vowels, so this will remain as it is, and we'll update our I and J. And now our I and J, our I is greater than J, that means we have traversed the string completely, and this would be hence this would be our final output. So now let us look at the code. For this we have to go to the platform. Yeah, so this is the code, guys. So first of all, we need to understand that we cannot update a string in Python. So we have to first convert the string into a list of characters, and then do the required operations, and then finally convert that list back to a string. So initially what we are doing is we are making a set which contains all the vowels, both in lowercase and uppercase. Then we are converting a string into a list of characters, and then we are initializing a start and end pointer to the very first index and the last index. Now while start is less than end, this is these pointers are similar to I and J, which we discussed earlier. And since this condition holds true, what we are going to do is, if character at start index is in a vowel, that means it is a vowel, and character at end index is a vowel. So when both of the characters are vowels, so what we are going to do is we are going to do swap operation and then update our start and end pointers. If this is not true, if only our start character is a vowel, then we are gonna decrement our end pointer and keep our start pointer as it is. Otherwise, if our end character is a vowel, then we are gonna increment our start pointer. And otherwise, if both of them are not vowels, we are going to update both the pointers. So after this loop, when we will come out of this loop, we have traversed our complete string, and uh, we'll uh, make a string out of our list by using the join method and return the resultant string. So let's run this. Yeah, let's submit this now. Yeah, it got accepted. And let's not worry about these. Let's briefly discuss about the space and time complexity. The time complexity is order of n because we are traversing every character in the string only once, and n is the size of the input, and the space complexity is order of n because we are converting our string into a list of characters over here, right? This is why it is order of n, and this is dependent upon the size of the input. So the time complexity is also of order of n, and space complexity is also of order of n. And I hope you guys understood this problem and its solution. So feel free to put a comment and let me know if anything else you need to understand. And we'll see you I'll see you all in the next video. Till then, bye, take care.